dedicate this boat, this voyage, and our lives to you. Thank you for hearing and answering our prayers, dear Jesus." Bob squeezed Linda's hand, and she could feel his impatience. But now the prayer was concluding. "Amen." For another moment, Jim's body trembled, as if a force had passed from the unseen into his outstretched hand and down into the muscles and fibers of his husky body. Then he touched the steering wheel of his sailboat, as if to transfer this divine power. He nodded. "Ready?" asked Bob. "Let's go," said Jim. Only now it was his normal voice, reticent, soft, rather like the tone used by people who fear their remarks will be of little interest to anyone. Only in conversation with the Almighty did Jim's voice fill and rise. Thus, at day's end on July 2nd, 1973, with the one man moving surely to disengage the lines and the other firing up the small motor to replace the absent wind, did the Triton and its crew of 3 ease out of the marina and into Puget Sound. From there, the graceful, gleaming white craft, with blue hull and yellow trim, would, on the third day, enter the Pacific Ocean, make a broad turn to the south, and follow a carefully prescribed course alongside and down the western coast of the United States, past Mexico, and, if their calculations were accurate and the winds benevolent, tie up finally in Costa Rica 30 to 50 days hence. It had arisen suddenly, the idea for the adventurous summer voyage. In early May, as the academic year neared its end at the Adventist High School in Auburn, Washington, where Jim served as registrar and occasional instructor of German, a letter arrived. Upon reading its contents, the stocky, blond young man bowed his head and prayed with sudden happiness. At long last it had happened. God had answered his prayer. An invitation for missionary work. That night, Jim rushed home and thrust the letter upon his wife, Wilma. Reading it hurriedly, she shared her husband's excitement. Together they prayed their thanks. "Well," asked Jim quickly, when their prayer was done, "what do you think?" Wilma scanned the letter again. "I've never interfered in what you want to do," she said. "You must do what you believe is the Lord's will. You make the decision." The letter was from Elder Fleck, a retired Adventist minister who was establishing a bakery in San Jose, Costa Rica. His intention was to employ Costa Rican youth to work in the bakery, to pay them good salaries, and to convert and proselytize for the church. If the bakery made profits, they would be used to establish other small industries and to further spread Adventist doctrine. It was a way of combining missionary and business activities, two objectives in which the Adventists are traditionally strong. Elder Fleck wanted Jim Fisher to be his administrative aide at the bakery and to start up other light industry, such as broom and mattress factories. If Jim accepted, it would be a 4-year commitment, but the pay would be meager and the living conditions hard. Jim and Wilma Fisher had always lived frugally, both by religious intent and because he made only $400 a month in his job at the Adventist High School. Their home was rented from the church for $50 a month. Their clothes Wilma sewed or bought from Goodwill. Their vegetables, they ate no meat, came from a home garden. Their furniture was built by Jim's hands. There was no television set, no newspaper subscription, no budget at all for entertainment other than family outings to collect Indian artifacts along the Columbia River or seashells near the Sound. But even with a strict 10% of their income going to the Adventist tithe, the Fishers were not in debt, nor did they consider their lives barren. Theirs was the good and hard life of an unfrilled America, an America where credit cards and installment buying did not exist, an America where family roles were sharply defined, father as wage earner and disciplinarian, mother as homemaker and teacher of the young, children as obedient and dutiful progeny. It was and always would be thus in the Fisher family. Their simple Puritan tastes and harsh economies had even left them enough extra, by meticulous budgeting, for Jim to build the 31-foot trimaran, an accomplishment that dazzled